Okay, hopefully you've had some fun with your seahorses and starfish. If I hadn't already said this before, or if I did, it just serves as a reminder. If you have an interesting topic that you would like for me to do a source document on for this summer, let me know. I'd be happy to do that. Like I told you, I visited Alaska, and so I'm going to be talking about some of the cool glaciers, the bear I saw, different things like that. So stay tuned for those, but I would also love to hear about what you visited or did this summer, and that could give us some interesting topics. All right, so remember, once you've done seahorses and starfish, keyword outlines, all you have to do is send those to me. Just scan and send, or take a picture. I know all you kids know how to take pictures. So take a picture and send it to me. I mainly just want to give you some feedback on your outlines. I'm generally not a very mean teacher, so it probably will be good feedback. But I want to talk to you briefly about one more vocabulary point of IEW, and that is what is called dress-ups. So dress-ups, IEW has two different pieces to their writing program. The first is called the structure. It's kind of like I don't know if you've ever seen a building being built, but they put up all the wood structure or the steel structure first, and then everything else around it. So we're building your writing skills with the structure, the wooden or the steel pieces, but then we're going to paint, we're going to add rooms, and that's the dress up part. That is the style part, and there's a couple of different things we're going to learn. I'm going to throw all of these to you at one time. Now during the school year, we usually add them one at a time or over the course of a couple of weeks. But for right now, I'm going to introduce all of them to you, and then we're going to talk about them as we go through the course of the summer. But what you need is the piece of paper that's got all the color over it. Because one thing that we do at FEC is that for kids in 2nd through 9th grade, at least the first half of 9th grade, you have to underline with colored pencils these colors. Now, after 9th grade, we don't need you to do that as much. We still want you to underline a little bit, but then even by 11th and 12th grade, you're not doing that. But you still should be familiar with it. So there's 5 different dress-ups, and so I want to introduce those to you. The first one is called the strong verb. So instead of telling me that the dog walked outside, kind of boring, what I would love for you to tell me is that the dog galloped outside. Maybe he really had to go to the bathroom. Or maybe he saw a squirrel. And so he's not just running, and he's definitely not walking, but he's galloping. And in that IEW handbook, parents, this is your little moment. In that IEW handbook, if you've already gotten it or if you have it, rip it open and find some of those word sheets. If you have the IEW writing wall, then get it open. Sometimes these different resources will list great verbs. So when you write, as you're writing and you want to write something, the dog walked outside, think, oh, Mrs. Jernigan told me to use the word galloped or jumped or hopped or whatever, but a better word than run. Quality adjective. We're going to underline, the verbs are underlined in green and the quality adjectives are underlined in blue. So instead of using an adjective like pretty, consider using a word like stunning. Instead of saying the pretty girl went to the dance, say the stunning girl or the gorgeous girl. So again, look for replacements, and you can look for replacements in a thesaurus. So if you don't have a thesaurus, don't go buy a big one. Go buy a small one, maybe something that you can keep in your notebook, but will help you to find alternative words. The third one is the ly adverb. And just a clue for all you grammar students coming to FEC, LYs are almost always adverbs. And so we like to see these ly adverbs put into our sentences because it gives us a little bit more information. Instead of just saying, she jumped across the crevice, which is a little crack in the sidewalk or the dirt, we are going to say, she quickly and gracefully jumped across the crevice. So we're adding these ly, notice ly at the end of each one of them. I put 2 in there. Sometimes you can put 3. You can, and I wouldn't go with more than that, but underline those in red. The next one, the who, which clause. This is a clause, and you guys are 6th and above will be learning about those next year. But a clause that adds descriptions. It's kind of like an adjective. It's just telling us more about something. So instead of saying the boy was not able to participate in the games, that doesn't give us much information. Let's say the boy who had broken his arm. That gives us a lot more information. And we're going to underline that entire clause in orange. Now it could be the tree which had fallen during the night. So if it's a thing, you're going to use which. If it's a person or an animal, you use who. The clausal dress up has a whole bunch of words that we can use. And you'll hear people refer to the www.asia during the school year. And all that means www Asia is just an acronym for a whole bunch of words that we can use in clauses. Words like when, where, while, as, since, if, although, and because. So if I want to add some more information, instead of saying the girl smiled, it's kind of boring, I could say the girl smiled when she realized she had won. Or the girl smiled while she slept soundly. Or the girl smiled as she heard her name announced. So there's lots of ways we can use those words, and so you can use any of them. So I want you to hold on to this. I want you to make sure you read through it. And next week, we will be talking about the beginning of writing, and we will be incorporating some of those dress-ups. So all I want you to do is to read through the dress-up sheets and try one of them. Just try one of them for homework. Send me that sentence in an email or on a sheet of paper that you've taken a picture of, and you get a ticket at it. So I don't know, like 5 or 6 tickets already for everybody. So make sure that you email, make sure that I respond and say, I got it. And I will keep all of those tickets in a bucket here at my house. They will then get to school on the first day of school in September. You will be more prepared for writing. Your teachers will be so happy that you're more prepared for writing. And if you have any questions in the meantime, please don't hesitate to contact me. Your parents know my email. So have fun with the first starfish assignment if you haven't been working on that. And next week we are going to start writing, and then we'll start looking at some of the different units like creative writing, writing from your head, figuring out paragraph topics, because it's not always just one paragraph that we're writing. You older kids are going to be writing 3 paragraphs very quickly, but we give you the tools to do that pretty easily. So have a good rest of the week, and I will see you next week.